We did it. Dan Houston is a Magpie. So please excuse my voice, how I look, how I'm speaking. It is just before 7 a.m. Here in England, and I had so many messages telling me to wake up. So thank you so much for sending those through. It was really nice to wake up. I literally woke up because I had my phone in my bed underneath my pillow, and it just kept vibrating. I was like, something's going on. Woke up, bang, 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 bang. So thank you so much. Dan Houston is a Magpie. Three-way mega trade. We talked about it the other day that Port blew it up because they didn't want to do it. One little change and everything is good to go, apparently. Just quickly, again, before we go any further, 60% of you guys who are watching unsubscribed, hit that subscribe button. It would mean the absolute world to me. Now, in that video yesterday, or whenever it was, I'm losing track of time, I said, look, I would hate for this deal to be blown up only for it to be a pick in the 50s or something like that. And we come to today, it's the exact same deal that was talked about, the exact same deal that Port Adelaide's board said, no, we can't do this because of the outcry. There's only one little change. Pick 50. Gold Coast give pick 50 to Port Adelaide, and then that's it. They're like, oh my God, this is amazing. Let's do it. And now Houston is a Magpie. It's just crazy how this trade period works. I think it was just Port Adelaide trying to strong arm themselves and, puff out their sort of chest and say, no, we demand more. And it's just pick 50. It's not even a first round pick. Look, we can't complain. We didn't give up anything else than we needed to give up. We obviously get back that pick 58. We get down Houston. And I think now, and I'm going to go out on a big limb, right? I'm going to say that it might not make us premiership favourites, but I think it puts us back into premiership contention. Whenever I've talked about Dan Houston, I've talked about how he is, for lack of a better term, I guess, he is a Nick Dacos in the half-back line. You remember when Nick was playing half-back and he would set up, 2023, 2022, when Nick was predominantly half-back, everything was getting set up. It was elite ball movement coming out of there. He acted like a quarterback, and just the run and carry and gun and the footy IQ. And now we put him into the midfield, and we need him in that midfield. Dan Houston, in that half-back line, two-time All-Australian, he's going to do exactly what Nick Dacos was doing, albeit with just a little bit more maturity, 27 years old, and been in the system for a lot longer, bigger body. So we've got Nick Dacos in the middle, and a new Nick Dacos off half-back. And I don't, when I say that, this will probably get clipped. When I say that, I don't mean, Dan Houston is just as good as Nick Dacos. I just mean like that elite skill. We talked about it. He's elite in so many categories, especially kicking efficiency off that half-back line. It's just chef's kiss. It's going to be just second to none. Say that this, puts us into at least premiership contention again, definitely top 4 contention, because this year that was something that we really lacked. Just that run and gun off half-back. We changed our game plan quite a bit. And when we had those midfielders go down and Nick have to go into the midfield, you could see that area was something that we were lacking. Yes, we missed Nathan Murphy in a defensive sort of point of view, but we did miss that run and gun off that half-back line. There was Markov doing it last year. He didn't really get a proper run at it this year. He just couldn't find that consistency that he did in 2023. John Noble did what he could this year, but it still wasn't that sort of run and gun that we missed in 2023, 2022. Isaac Quaynor was a little bit of a shell of himself. So pumping Houston into that back line is just going to elevate us to heights that we probably haven't seen for a long time. And you can see why we want players and not picks. We are in a period now where we can challenge for a premiership for the next, let's just say 2 years, right? We can challenge for that premiership in the next 2 years. And that's why we're giving all these players, and we're getting Perryman in, we're getting Houston in, we're looking at Tim Membry. We'll talk a little bit about that towards the end of the video. But it's just, it's incredible. And tell me the last time a really big name player like Dan Houston has come to the Pies. Like I know previously we've given up, 2 first-round picks for like Adam Treloar and stuff like that, but he was still a good player. But Dan Houston, 2 times All-Australian, he's a big name. 15th best player in the competition according to Champion Starter this season that just passed. I don't remember the last time a big name like that came to the Pies. And the thing about Dan Houston was he wasn't even on our radar. Remember, all the way back, he was going to Melbourne, and then he said no. I think it was like after the Petrarca saga. He said no. And then it was Carlton, and then we just came in here out of nowhere, and we're like, hang on a second, we've got a chance. And then it was to and from it, and now we've got him, and I'm absolutely ecstatic. Collingwood put up a post the other day, what's the best trade that Collingwood's done in like 20 years or during the trade period or something. I think getting Dan Houston in is one of the most significant trades that we've had, at least in the last 20 years. I know we've traded in some really good players, but in terms of a big name, in terms of what he's going to do to the football club straight away, I think Dan Houston is probably the biggest, if not one of the biggest trades that we've made in the last 20 years. The other big trade being Bree Davey from Carlton to the Collingwood girls team, which was absolutely incredible. And obviously there's other trades as well. But this Dan Houston, he wasn't even on our radar, and now we've got a 2-time All-Australian in the back line. Oh my God, this is incredible. The last thing I'll talk about is Tim Membry. So there's been talks over the last, probably like 12 hours that Collingwood are looking at Tim Membry as a forward option. I got nothing against him. I think he's a serviceable player. Can he fit into that forward line with Dan and Myercheck like straight away? Like, is it a 3-pronged forward line, or is he just a depth player? I don't mind him as a depth player, and for the young kids to learn off him. If he can come cheap, 100%. Like, why not? Like, if all these players can come cheap, you grab them when you can. But any further acquisitions of players, and we're going to see a lot more delistings. Remember, we've only delisted 1 player so far, and that's Aiden Begg. Nathan Kruger's without a contract. If we bring in Tim Membry, it probably means Kruger doesn't go again. Does Reef get an extension? Is there talks of Finn McRae? Like, the delistings will come, and they're going to hurt. I can already see it that these delistings will hurt. But look, guys, let me know your thoughts down below. Thoughts on grabbing Tim Membry, and thoughts on if the acquisition of Dan Houston makes us a premiership contender. Let me know your thoughts down below. But until then, like, comment, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets. And until next time, Double Shackers, I'll swoop you later.